your attention, please? Greetings and well met as ever. Can I just say thank you very much to those of you who have turned up. It's not everybody who has felt that they are capable of coming, who have risen to the challenge. And I have to say personally, I feel it shows a great deal of character that you have, even though some of you may have some fears, some inhibitions, you have come along and you have said, I will have a go. And to be honest, that stands you in good stead for the rest of this weekend. The challenges that are set to you will be very different. Some will be obvious, some will not be so obvious. Okay. To begin with, I would like to stress it is very important that people do not wander off. These are my lands, and as such are not necessarily guaranteed to be the most pleasant things. As you may know, I encourage all forms of life, and all forms of life do dwell within my lands. The challenges you will be set, you will be taken on by one of my close friends and confidants. These include the Lady Helm, a member of my own family, and I'm sure you will give her the utmost respect. Lady Carla is another one who will be taking you on a number of quests. Shaylin is to be second in command for this weekend, and likewise will be doing a lot of tests. If you see something that you may find interesting and you think, I would like to go and do that, you need to come to one of these too.
Oh, sorry.
Your crystal ball's ringing. Gorax, as a high-ranking member of the Helm and long-standing person, knows most of what is going on, so you may ask him. However, please remember, he is not one of the aforementioned refs and confidants. He will give you his best opinion and he will advise you, but please bear in mind, this is not to be taken as
Gospel.
gospel.
Please bear in mind, he will
That's
tell you
human
what
text.
will lead to his advantage.
Tomorrow, breakfast will be served at 8 o'clock. We are having a full cooked breakfast as supplied by Mango. After breakfast, you will be given your rations for the day. If you fail to get your rations at this time, you will find the challenges very difficult, very tiring, and you will not be at your best. The bar will have certain commodities. I believe there are going to be tidbits and things which are going to be on for people to help themselves to. Drinks are there. I believe some people have set up tabs. Okay, that's perfectly permissible. You do need to make sure before you leave my lands all tabs are settled. Shaylin, have you got anything you'd like to add? The quests are beginning at 10.
Yes.
First challenges. It should not, and I would be pleasantly surprised, I think, if anybody did manage to accomplish all of the tasks set for this weekend. I would be quite shocked. Not something easily accomplished. Do not expect to accomplish everything. What you need to do is show me and other members of the Helm what your strengths are, what you can bring. Pitch yourself to your best abilities. Nobody can ask or expect more than that from anyone. Okay? The Helm, as you know, is a mercenary group. Quite a few members are looking to better themselves, looking to add to their own game. However, the Helm is a group, a mercenary group, and as such we function as a group. Anybody bringing bringing the helm into disrepute, whether by intent or stupidity, will find themselves facing serious charges and repercussions. It's very important that you take seriously your acceptance into the helm. Make sure you are prepared for this, because once you are in the helm, nobody, I believe, has left the helm alive.
No, they have tragic heart attacks on their last day.
It's a stunning coincidence.
It is. Struck by lightning. One person was hit by a blue whale. On land. 200 miles from the sea.
Think very carefully. This is a once, maybe twice in a lifetime opportunity. This is the first ever recruitment drive, really, for the helm.
Oh, yeah.
And we're interested to see how it goes. Of course, we will be happy to take any feedback at the end of the weekend. And if you have comments over the weekend, please feel free to approach myself, Gorax, Tilsberg, Shaylin, Rengard, or Lady Carla, who are the longest standing members present this weekend. I am sure they will deal with your concerns in a suitable manner. Does anybody have any questions about what is expected this weekend?
With regards to rationing, will water be freely available at all times?
Water and drinks, we have soft drinks.
In regards rationing, my lady, would be the use of lambus bread be capable, as in would I be welcome to bring my own?
If you have your own food and resources, that is perfectly acceptable. Shows good forward thinking.
Flash past. Get back to your drink, Tilsberg.
I'll drink today.
Okay, we also have a bit of good news this weekend in that we have been approached by an ambassador to Port Blacksand. Now, as some of you may know,
Port Blacksand is a shithole.
Port Blacksand, notwithstanding its current condition, is a veritable hotspot for mercenaries.
I got tricked by a troll there.
Lots of work is available. We have had a few difficulties with Port Blacksand recently, and we are hoping that these difficulties can be resolved. As such, the ambassador has offered us a job. I believe he has spoken with Gorax. Gorax, would you like to present this?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, finally I get to speak. I'm gonna use a few different terms to Tia. Tia was actually educated in an elven college and university, I believe, and had private tutors. My tutors consisted of a priest, of Omega, the god of knowledge, and Delark, the half-orc assassin that tried to kill my adopted father. To be quite honest, I'm going to play you. Port Blacksand, can I not stress its importance to the company of the Helm? Since the loss of all accounts in Port Blacksand, we have seen a 20% drop in our trade and services. Why? Because some people think we are a bunch of idiots, others feel that we are numpties, and some of us just think that we're going to kill anyone who lets us into their settlement. There was this kingdom called Albion where diplomacy is seen as something that they're very bad at. We're beginning to get the mission that if we're hired, the only people that are going to die are the people that hire us. And we can't afford that. We can't afford that because, let's face it, like what Tia said, we are a company of mercenaries and adventurers. And let's face it, we get into adventuring and mercenary to make money and live out very, 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 very long and comfortable lives at the end of that career. A bad mercenary is a dead mercenary. I take it very, very seriously that I wish to attain godhood. I can't do that if I'm dead. And I can't do it if I'm flat broke either, because you have to grease palms. Is your sword uncomfortable?
Sorry, I'm asking a question.
I thought you were going to stab him.
Yes.
I'm going to come to that in a moment. What's your question?
You said about getting old and becoming a god. And now, you say there's no way to leave the helm. What about retirement?
There is no way to leave the helm. Right.
What about widows and pensions? Widows and orphans fund?
Widows and Orphans Fund.
Tends to
How
go
does
over
that
the bar.
help you leave the helm?
And the percentage of staying somewhere?
Okay, well I will come to the benefits of being a member of the Helm in a moment, because there are many.
Lovely winches.
Oh yes.
They don't kill you.
Oh.
Good melons, I believe, as well.
I hang two today.
Now, a long time ago, and I hope some of you have been reading the history of the Helm, I formed the company in order to survive, and also because there's the old adage, united we stand, divided we fall. And when you take a group of exceptionally talented people and you get them to work together and you get them to put silly things like religion and ethics aside so that they can actually work together for a common purpose. For example, sometimes having a necromancer and a paladin on the same team means that you're going to be gold in on your objective. Not only have you got two people that can deal with the undead, albeit in two very different ways, you can make sure if you can't make a deal with those undead, you can most certainly mop them all up and send them where they need to be. Preferably away from the chests of gold they're guarding, ready for us to liberate them and use them for whatever reasons we want. Now that's the next thing. See, the Helm counts as one share. Every deal, this is how a deal works. Okay, when we go out on a mission, we hoover up as much wealth as we possibly can, as much booty, as much loot, as much pay, and then at the end of the mission we pull it all together. It doesn't matter who searches the corpse, it doesn't matter who gets the chest, as long as one of us gets it, and then at the end that we share it out. And what we do is we then divide it up equally amongst us, and then we give half of what each of us make to the Helm. Okay, 50% of what we make. Now the Helm doesn't take the magic items away from you, the Helm doesn't take the healing potions, unless of course you as a group of adventurers on that mission decide that you would like to give the Helm that item or those things in lieu of some of the cash as well. Okay, but that's
the only exception to that is if you having that item would be detrimental to the Helm.
yes.
At which point we will insist that you do not maintain the possession of.
Oh,
the
we recently had, didn't we? A good example of that was when we. How many evil swords was it?
7.
7 evil swords of ultimate darkness, and suddenly the eyes lit up in 6 of the members of the party, who then took the weapons to use. Inherently evil stuff, or even inherently good, can be damaging to the environment and my life. So, anything that's dangerous, we kind of get rid of. Now, the benefits of being part of the Helm are quite simple. 1, we will do our level best to get you resurrected or healed to the best of our ability, and so that you are as active and like your original self as possible. The Helm will do that for you. In the event that we cannot get you back, we will, and this goes to your point, make sure that your family is comfortable for the rest of their lives. Okay? Just because you've passed on, just because you're dead, doesn't mean we won't stop looking out for them. We look after you. You are one of us. Now, the only time that is not acceptable is when you got yourself into some stupid fucking trouble. For instance, you want to go down into the theocracy of the Pal and massacre a load of churchmen for no reason whatsoever other than some evil numpty is paying you. We're going to take a serious look at that, because could the Helm afford to have someone as powerful and fascist as the theocracy on our backs for something that quite honestly disgusts me anyway? Now, what you do as a private individual, however, is also up to you. So let's just take Razil as an example. Let's just say that Razil is in Freeport, and he's in Freeport, and a person comes up to him and says, Razil, I need a package delivered to the Tarawangi tribe, 5 miles south of Freeport. Okay? And they say, Razil, the contract is with you. Raziel is at liberty to keep all the money he gets paid. He's at liberty to do that mission on his own expenses. If he gets caught, if he gets mojoed by a witch doctor, that's entirely his fault. We will look into it when we notice he's missing, but when we find out that it was a private venture, okay, we will then have to decide amongst ourselves as individuals whether we intercede to help him.
And quite often that is a yes.
Yeah, I mean, we very rarely have left people in hot water for very long. Maybe a little while just to teach them a lesson, but we will come for most people most of the time. Okay, but if he was to be approached and said, would the company of Helm like to do this mission? Okay, he'd have to consider something. Is he a master member of the Helm? A master member of the Helm doesn't have to consult anyone else, they can just accept the job. If you're a journeyman or lower, you've got to come and ask a master if it's alright. Yeah? Once you're done, that's as much as the consulting process goes, but you're now on the job. That means 50% of everything he earns comes to the Helm. If he does get in trouble, we will definitely go and look for him and find out what went wrong. Now, we're in a bit of trouble at the moment because some of you have been acting like complete and utter fucking disaster areas. You've been getting our employers killed, you've been getting each other into serious situations, you have been attracting the attention of not only our usual enemies, but you've been making us new ones. Some people have even been bringing some of our old enemies back from the dead, because of course we need them. And some of you have literally been walking up to some of the hardest people in the universe and going, I'm having you in your own back garden, and then I'm going to shit on your wife's face. And I'm terribly sorry.
She loved it.
I'm terribly sorry, guys. I don't care who you are in the Helm. You could be Vladimir Falconari, you could be Noira up his own arse Darkspring. Okay, right?
Dark Passage Searcher.
We do not put each other and the company of the Helm in undue jeopardy through acting like idiots. Because stupidity is the biggest crime in the universe, and all idiots should be eradicated. Just personal view. Well,
I thought it was being ugly.
you only get caught because you're an idiot, and ugly people are idiots. Because if you're bright, you go get yourself some magic, have your charisma and communist improved. Now, Port Blacksand. Let's just go back to this for a minute, because it's important. Guys, now I know some of you are experienced, and I know I'm not going to dwell on this too much because it just makes me want to piss on people. There's a right way of pissing people off and a wrong way of pissing people off. And the wrong way is getting us thrown out of the most lucrative town in the universe and having a bounty put on us by the entire Pirates Guild. The entire Pirates Guild. I mean,
we did. They have got a few less in their number.
Yeah,
a couple of weekends ago, but hey,
Yeah.
it wasn't the Helm doing that.
no.
Yes, it's no good. If you're going to make enemies like that, you kill them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And unfortunately, someone left the town standing, didn't they? Right? There were witnesses. And I can understand why, because they're hard.
Yeah.
Okay. But the fact was, one of the people killed was an agent of ours, was quite friendly with us, was on our side. Okay. And let's face it, it turns out they were only killed because they were trying to get you to step outside so they could cure you of the disease that you'd gone and got yourself infected in when one of you told the rock where the rest of you were. Right? Okay, I mean, this is good. This is good. I mean, I love it. I love it. I've been reading the notes. You move base so the enemy can't find you, and then one of you tells a complete stranger where to find everyone. It's just genius. It is absolutely spot on in it, right? Anyway, I'm not going to point fingers, and I'm not going to go on about this too much longer. But the company is down 20% of its annual profits. And we've also started losing assets. Those pirates are beginning to sink our ships. We've had smugglers turn on us who are importing and exporting our stuff. And
Not just purge.
yeah,
Nobody fucking turns on us.
and we've had a group of people a group of monks, a group of psychopathic monks, who, after 15 years, we'd managed to negotiate peace with, suddenly have one of their high-ups killed by us and swear blood on us again. The Red Hand, or the Order of the Red Hand, they're a nasty lot, but we've got peace with them because they're quite lawful, and now they want us. And they've been doing a very good job at taking out some of our assets. Now, I'm not saying we're going to roll over and ask them to kiss our asses, because we're going to go and sink a few more pirate ships and we're going to kill some more monks. Okay, but really, there is absolutely no profit to be made in personal endeavours like that. Yeah, revenge very rarely is profitable. It is a waste of money. We're going to have to show everyone that we're rock hard. Now, you can tell when things get serious, because I suddenly start putting armour on, and then Tia suddenly puts ley line messages out and sends us all personal invites that invite us to come and be tested. So what's the real concern here? Well, if we balls up, everyone who balls us up will be demoted one place in the Helm.
Indeed.
Well, which unfortunately, of course, is what happens to you when you get to a degree where the only demotion is out of the Helm. Because we don't ever leave the Helm.
Just on the diplomacy side, many people who are not members of the Helm might be asking, what's the point of joining the Helm if people have upset so many people? What you've got to remember, the Helm has such a reputation because many of us have put so many hours and years into building this reputation that a port like Blacksand has now sent emissaries to negotiate with us again, because although we have lost 20%, they have also lost a hell of a lot of business because we aren't operating in there.
You also got to remember that we are still in good standing with at least a dozen different nations on a dozen different worlds, and
we have more fingers in more pies than Nick the Greek.
Yeah, or the little dodgy DVD man. So anyway,
What's a DVD?
It's like a ley line, it's just compact. Mobile ley line.
it's a dimensional viewing device.
Brilliant.
Not a magic
Brilliant.
user, correct? Not a magic
I know,
user.
I'll teach you later.
That was good.
Oh.
I yield to that fast thinking. Put Warwick up on his intelligence. If it's already
Weird,
six,
it's not
then
fun. Anyway, basically Port Blacksand wants us to do something, and it's really going to be quite hard. But don't worry, because we've got an expert amongst us for this. Port Blacksand has come to us, and they have offered us as a token this collection of herb sweets.
Sweet's highly expensive.
Very, very highly expensive. But I have a feeling that it's because we're going to need these for what they want us to do.
It's really a token of
Yeah, a token of goodwill.
we will be being paid.
They need a potion made. Because someone important, and they wouldn't tell us who in Blacksand is ill. But the main ingredient is essence of Wendigo.
oh yeah, right.
Is essence of Wendigo.
That's an apprentice journey then, that one, yeah?
Right?
You succeed, you're in.
Now, as you know, Wendigos are some of the hardest beasts to slay in the universe. And they don't come from round here. So, they have set us the task.
Dexterity.
Don't take it from me. Right. I'll come to that in a minute. Now, what this means is that we're going to have to get the ingredients for a spell to summon the Wendigo. We're then going to have to subdue the Wendigo, and then we're going to have to extract its essence.
Then we're going to have to make it sweat.
Yeah, essence of Wendigo. From Delore. Yeah. Now.
Wendigo.
Yeah. Right.
Are the Wendigos in this multiverse harder than some other ones? Because
they're true Wendigos.
Are they
Yeah.
unholy creatures?
Are they unholy creatures?
No.
Well, I don't believe they go to church.
Depends on your god.
Yeah. I mean,
can they be contained by like holy symbol?
what's the name of their gods? The one of the Lord of the Wind. Whoa, fast dude. I can't pronounce it.
Wendigo is
Brazil.
snake.
I think
The-
your
what's it in the
capacity to
wind?
assassinate.
It's
And mine
Yeah,
survived.
they serve the walker in the wind,
very dangerous.
and you just
very hard to
she's
kill.
scared of him, am I? There is
He's
heralds.
Yeah.
There is heralds.
You can walk in my wind.
You ever fought Bandersnatch?
They must be.
Bandersnatch, big yeti-like creature, but it can change its pigment, camouflages itself, kind of makes a noise when it looks at you.
Quite nasty.
Lots of claws, very hard, very tough. It's harder than one of them. You ever fought yeti?
Yes.
Yeah. How about automaton yetis in the sewers under Londinium? No, I have. Really scary. I was with a brigadier at the time and a doctor of some sort. Chronomancer. Anyway, big furry coat. No, the point is that Wendigo are difficult. Greetings, good sir. Now, now, basically, in between all the tests,
Aye.
we are going to have to launch 4 missions. Now, 4 missions to secure the 4 key ingredients in summoning and binding a Wendigo. There is going to be a fighter's mission. So those of you that consider themselves, isn't it? Those of you that consider yourself fighters, warriors, knights, mercenaries,
Paladins.
paladins are in the subcategory. I'll come to that in a minute. Those of you that are gladiators, those of you who are warriors, those of you who are defenders of your cultures, etc. And also the slightly more magic using warlocks, paladins, and we'll even add rangers to that, although rangers have got their own category in a second, so they can get in on both. But it's going to be hard. It's a mission that is going to involve going in and fighting. There ain't going to be too much of this mamby-pamby riddle solving stuff. Other than that, you're going to kill the enemy. It's going to be bloody, and it's going to put you in harm's way, and it's going to test your material, your martial, isn't it? Martial.
You going now?
Yeah, martial skills. Okay, no. The second one is the Rangers Challenge, and the Rangers is for Rangers, woodsmen, scouts, poachers, hunters, those sorts of folks. Druids might want to get in on that one, and it involves a certain amount of, you're going to need to have a good amount of wood lore, some stealth skills, bow skills going to come in useful, etc. You've then got the Academics Challenge. Sorry about this, academics. This means it's going to have to be well researched, well planned, well executed, but there's also going to be a certain level of myth and magic involved, and you getting to the bottom of some nefarious plot. You're going to have to use your intelligence. That's the key theme on this one, and you're going to have to work tight as a team. The last one is the Rogues Challenge. The rogues are going to have to steal something, and it's not going to be from a place that's easy to steal it, and it's not going to be easy. Really, you need to go on this, if you really can, do what the label says. If you can pickpocket, if you can lockpick, if you can disarm traps, if you can find traps, then this is the mission for you. If you're all hot air and empty words and actually you can't do any of those freaking things, call yourself a civilian and go and live in a mountain community somewhere where they all go, alright? Because it's going to be hard, and I don't want no numpties with me on that one.
And the alcohol's good.
And I'm guessing the 5th test is the nice one where the mages have to call forth the Wendigo
Well,
and go, ah.
well, the 5th test is actually where we all come together to do that. The mage's going to have to summon it, and possibly the fighters and the rangers are going to have to subdue it, and the thieves are going to have to tell you I told you so. Okay?
No.
Actually, a thief.
They might have to trap it.
Or fight it as well.
Yeah, or lend moral support
Or
to the
fight it
mages.
as
What
well.
about crossbow bolts in the back of the bushes?
Well, yeah, I can cope with that. I don't know whose back I'll be firing it in. Let's come to your question. Can members of the Helm plot against each other? Of course they can. No one can stop them. If they get caught, they'll be killed. And they'll be killed after about a fortnight's worth of torture on a plane where a fortnight lasts a century. Yeah. Now there was a case once, right a long time ago.
If you aren't in the Helm, then you're just an enemy and we'll kill you as quickly as we
Well,
possibly can.
an enemy or an associate or a...
If you're a member of the Helm, and you want to steal off of each other, well, the Helm ultimately is going to get 50% of what you earn. So the Helm gets its share, its cut. It just means that you're going to have someone who dislikes you. Now, honestly, if you're on a mission and you botch up doing someone or you've stolen from them, and then they come across you and you're in quicksand, and they're the first one on the scene, and they see you who stole from them, not only might they stand there asking you to throw money at them until they've got their recompense before they get you out, they might accidentally then need to go and take a piss in the bush and let you go down in the quicksand.
And I will kill him.
And then that's right, and then he'll dive in the quicksand and kill you. The idea is that we don't betray each other, and you can only develop a level of trust. One of the things that's really quite awkward sometimes is I've been on major cons before where I've been really trying to con people, and then I've had other members of the Helm come up to me going, I can't believe you're betraying us. And I just have to look at them very carefully and wonder if I can break the rule I invented and stab them up there and then.
To be fair, Gorex, we've been on major cons where we've said it to people and the people still get it fucking wrong.
What do you remember fucking Blackbeard Bob? Blackbeard Bob, right? Blackbeard Bob, the pirate. He's in, it's a simple sting. Him and Vladimir are going to pretend they're in a game, like card sharking. Yeah, getting a bit of cash. We needed the cash to bribe someone.
It was a quick sting.
Yeah, quick
Simple
sting.
fact. We play cards, he accuses someone of cheating, he punches them because he's a big bastard, we run off with the cash. Simple.
Except he accused Vladimir of being the cheat.
At which point I said, punch him, at which point he put his tankard through a chap's skull. Luckily he didn't, it wasn't Vladimir this time. We scarpered, he got shot by the barman, we caught him out later, broke him out of prison.
Right? We don't want too many people like Blackbeard Bob. Blackbeard Bob, master of disguise. Stick a skull mask on and a cardigan and run through tunnels. Don't go down that route. Don't become an anecdote in the halls of mockery.
That's the halls
Yeah.
of shame.
Yeah. Okay. So, we've got our tests, and I think you want to start...
We're looking to start about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. So in about 10 minutes, we're going to start testing you. Okay. We'll do
Right,
a
I
bit
think
of...
that was maybe a hint, mate.
Okay, temporal loop.
No, it was a hint, mate, that if you keep talking, you're going to be doing the fighting with the fighters, I think.
Alright. Okay, guys. Tia, would you like to quickly explain where you want people and what you want them doing?
Okay, we have.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have already been taking notes, I have to say, and we have a couple more tests before we retire tonight. I would like to stress, as I said earlier, you do not have to take every test. The next test is going to be 2 written tests. Okay? Those of you who can neither read nor write are perfectly at liberty to ask somebody to scribe, to read for you. Okay, we have no problem with that. We don't like to discriminate. Please feel free to participate in as many tests as you feel able. As such, I would like to take the first 12 people to volunteer for the first written test.
Can I just ask, those who cannot read or write, will they gain extra marks for completing the test without the help?
Be a fucking miracle, wouldn't it?
Something in people to read and write for you counts as help.
They're written.
No, that's just confusing.
If you can't do it, you get points for trying. Unless it's futile, then it's classed as stupidity.
Well, if it's you cannot read or write in the language that the test is in.
I think you did. I'd hate
The
to
examiner needs to
steer
go
you
to
in one
market.
way and bias your judgment.
The examiner
We've got
will
to
go
go
to
to
market.
Okay, can I have the first 12 people, please? You need to take your seats in the training hall. Nobody is to speak.
May I inquire?
No.
Okay, do you all good day?